What's good? What's good? What's good? This is your boy Tone DeShields II. We're back at it again here at Chalk It Up Sports via the Chalk It Up Network, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. You guys, the vibes don't stop. The moves don't stop. Free agency does not stop. I told you guys we will be reacting to things as they happen. We are locked in. We are not pulling any punches. We are not wasting any time. We're covering every freaking move these Eagles make. And you guys know your boy Tone is on top of it. The Philadelphia Eagles, they decided to bring in edge rusher, pass rusher, Azeez Ojulari. Azeez Ojulari, former New York Giants edge rusher. He's signing a 1-year deal with your Philadelphia Eagles, a $4 million contract. Now, we don't know the specifics to the contract. We don't know how this $4 million is being broken down. We don't know how much is guaranteed quite yet, but as of right now, pass rusher, former Giants pass rusher Azeez Ojulari is signing with the Philadelphia Eagles on a 1-year, $4 million deal per Jeremy Fowler. Now, Ojulari, he's coming off of a 6-sack season in 2024. He had 6 sacks in 2024. On top of that, Ojulari also had 7 TFLs. He had 28 total tackles and 12 solo tackles. He also had 10 quarterback hits as well. He had a fumble recovery. Now, here's the thing about Ojulari. Over the past few seasons, he has battled his fair share of health concerns. Unfortunately, Ojulari hasn't been the healthiest player over the past few seasons. And regardless of that, I think this is another signing. This is another signing that's relatively low risk, high reward, if you ask me. Okay? I know a lot of you guys were talking about bringing in Azeez Ojulari, and I'll tell you right now, I like the move. I like the move, man. I like the move. He played 11 games last year. 11 games. He started in 5, and in those 11 games, he put up 6 sacks in 2024. In 2023, once again, only being available for 11 games, started 7 games, only had 2.5 sacks. That was a down year for him. But in 2022, he played in 7 games, started 5 games, and logged in 5.5 sacks. And in 2021, his rookie season, played in all 17 games, started in 13 games, was able to put up 8 sacks, 8 TFLs, 13 quarterback hits, 2 pass deflections, 1 forced fumble, 49 total tackles, 29 solo. So he hasn't really been able to replicate that 2021 season, but one can argue he was on pace. He was on pace to replicate that 2021 season in 2024 if he would have been able to stay healthy. If he would have been able to stay healthy. And let me make sure I got his story correct here. So Azeez Ojulari, he started the season. He played from week 1 all the way to week 11, and he was shut down for the remainder of the season. He didn't play for the remainder of the season. So he made it to week 11 and didn't play weeks 12 through 17. So again, Azeez Ojulari, low risk, high reward. This adds more depth. This adds more bodies to your edge rusher position. I know one of you guys asked me, do you guys see the Philadelphia Eagles drafting 2 edge rushers in this draft? And I said, strong possibility, but it will also depend on what exactly they do or what they continue to do in free agency. And lo and behold, they've signed 2 edge rushers in free agency. They've signed former Patriot and former Chief Josh Uche. And they've now signed former New York Giants pass rusher Azeez Ojulari. Let me see what y'all perspective is on this. Cameron Holmes says, I want Malachi Starks now. Humble Servant says, I like the move. Are there any more Georgia Bulldogs we can go get? That's another funny thing about this whole situation, right? Azeez Ojulari is a Georgia Bulldog, 6'3", 240 pounds, only 24 years old. He's only 24. Former second-round pick in the 2021 NFL draft, went to Georgia, from the state of Georgia as well, went to Marietta High School. I think this is a respectable move. I think this is a very, very respectable move. The biggest question is, can he stay healthy? The guy is 24 years old. And based off what I've seen, based off what I can tell, he can get to the quarterback. He just got to stay healthy. He can definitely get to the quarterback. I don't think that's a question here. That's what I'm saying. 2021, 17 games played, 8 sacks. 2022, 7 games played, 5.5 sacks. 2023, 11 games played, had a down season with 2.5 sacks. 2024 was able to bounce back, but still only played 11 games, 6 sacks. 6 sacks. So I would like to believe that he's closer to that 5 to 8 sack range as a rotational edge rusher, which is what he would be on his team. And that's if he makes the roster. But as a rotational edge rusher, if Azeez Ojulari can get you 5 to 8 sacks, I think that's a win. That's a win. You're not asking Azeez to come in and play 700 snaps for you. You're not asking him to do that. You're probably going to have Azeez come in, play about maybe 350 to 400 snaps, something like that. Shonuff says Azeez plays the run very well. Plays the run very well. Howie Roseman continues to work. Howie Roseman continues to give himself enough bullets in the gun. He is quite literally setting up this roster perfectly for the NFL draft. Let me get to this. My man KGK is a new member. Shout out to my guy KGK. Thank you, man. I appreciate you for becoming a member here at Chalk It Up Sports. It means a lot. Okay, let's see. Cameron Holmes says Nolan plays the run better than people think. No, he does. Nolan played the run better than Hassan Reddick. That's a fact. Shonuff says Azeez plays the run better than any edge we have on the roster currently. Desert Eagle was good, bro. Ian Blackwell Sr. says quality edge rushes at that. I'm not all the way out on Von Miller. I get the no part, but as a rotational piece, not playing everyone down. And Von is known to be a closer. Just a thought. Yeah, it's funny. You're not the first person that brought up Von, but I think the Eagles are focusing on youth. I think Von's age is the turnoff for them. The Eagles are showing you that they're not going after guys who are long in the tooth. The oldest free agent they signed was Adoree Jackson, and he's 30 years old. You know what I'm saying? So, or at least I think he'll be 30 when the season starts. He'll be 30 when the season starts. So the Eagles aren't really aiming towards aging edge rushers. They're really not. They're really not. 757 CJ says the chemistry aspect is highly underrated, and we saw how cohesive the Birds played last year, especially the Bulldogs, with Howie shopping on the clearance rack, but this was the signing I was hoping for. Hey, I feel you on that. I feel you on that. It makes you think the Eagles have been watching his market the entire time, and they didn't want to be the one to overpay. They were patient, and they allowed the market to tell Azeez what he was worth. And the Eagles basically threw $4 million at him. Again, the kid is 24 years old, man. 24, already 4 years deep into his career. If he can, like I said, I'm looking at his numbers here. And for the most part, he's good. He's good to give you between 5 to 8 sacks a season. He's good to give you that. And you're not asking him to be a full-time starter. You're not. You're asking him to be a rotational piece. To rotate with Jalen Hunt, Nolan Smith, potentially Josh Uche. Maybe we, depending on the edge rusher we draft. But as of right now, your edge rushers look like Nolan Smith, Jalen Hunt, Bryce Huff, Azeez Ojulari, Josh Uche. Those are your five. Those are your top 5 edge rushers. Those are your top 5 edge rushers on this team. Nolan Smith, Jalen Hunt, Bryce Huff, Azeez Ojulari, and Josh Uche. Josh Uche and Azeez Ojulari, they've battled injuries, but can they stay healthy? That's going to be the thing to watch. Alex says players with the most sacks that played under 400 snaps last season. Aiden Hutchinson was 7.5. Ojulari was 6. So yeah, Ojulari, he knows how to get to the quarterback. I think that's the one thing that can't be debated about this move. Azeez Ojulari can and will get to the quarterback. By the way, we're not going to be live too long. I just wanted to react to this move with you guys and also check the temperature with you guys, man. How would you guys grade this signing? How would you guys grade it? A, B, C, B plus, A minus. Make sure you take into consideration value, age, upside, injury history, cohesiveness. How would you guys grade this move? Like I said, don't just react. Try to factor in all the variables. Age, upside, talent, health, cohesiveness to the roster. You feel what I'm saying? Try to factor all that stuff in. Cameron Holmes says B plus bare minimum. David Williams says B. Ian Blackwell says B for sure. Stay healthy and it's an A. Slow Mo says B for sure. 757 says all things considered, I give it a B or a B plus. MGS says, why would you be mad at it in any way? Right? You can't be mad at the move. West Philly Quan says, I'll say this is a C plus signing. Warv says B. I like it. Feet on Land says C plus. MJS says A. He says I love the signing. Makes the draft that much easier. Feet on Land says it's an okay signing. As long as we hit on the draft, we'll be fine. Warv says 6 sacks can turn into 10 real quick. And again, he had 6 sacks in 11 games in 2024. He had 5.5 sacks in 7 games in 2022. So even though he had a down year in 2023, he was able to bounce back and still deliver 6 sacks through 11 games. He gets in the backfield. Cheap, 24 years old, pretty decent upside if you ask me. He's got to stay healthy. And again, you're not asking him to be a full-time starter. You're not. Cameron Holmes has a question. He says, Tone, how do you think this changes what the Eagles do in the first round? Very good question. Cameron, I got to be honest. If they don't feel like there's a okay, so they're at pick 32, right? If they hang around that spot, if they begin to feel like there's not a big disparity between the edge rusher prospects, they may trade back and get more draft picks and then pick up an edge rusher. or they may draft a safety and then get edge in the second round. Because this is a deep draft as far as defensive line, D tackle, edge, all of that. This is a deep draft. So I don't expect the Eagles to reach at this point. I definitely don't expect the Eagles to reach at this point because they've hedged their bet. They've positioned themselves pretty decently in the draft to have depth on the edge, and they've instilled a lot of competition. I don't know if you guys realize this, but I believe this move will challenge Jalen Hunt more than the Josh Uche move. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about that? I think this move will challenge Jalen Hunt significantly more than the Josh Uche move. Because although Azeez has battled injuries, there's still been some relative consistency in his pass rush ability or his ability to get to the quarterback. Whereas though Josh Uche, he had that one double-digit sack season, and every season has just been kapoof. You know what I'm saying? So the Eagles are telling you they want to make sure Jalen Hunt pushes it to the fucking limit. They want to make sure Jalen Hunt is not comfortable at all. Yeah, you had a good rookie season, but we want more. We need more. We need you to elevate your game to a new level. You bring in Josh Uche, a 26 going on 27-year-old edge rusher. You bring in Azeez Ojulari, who's 24 years old. 24 years old. And will be 25 in June. This move is going to challenge. This move is going to challenge Jalen Hunt more than a Josh Uche move. KJ says, how are we going to pay Hendrickson? We're not getting him. We're not getting him. We're not trading for him. We're not trading for him. But you know what I do think, though? The way that they're loading up on these edge rushers, it does look like they may be trading Bryce Huff soon. That's what that looks like. They may be traded. They may be trading Bryce Huff very soon. That may be what's coming. They've signed 2 edge rushers in free agency. 2. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying this may be. It was one thing to sign one of those guys. They signed 2 of them, and we haven't even gone through the draft yet. We haven't even gone through the draft yet. And they signed 2 edge rushers. Bryce Huff may be out of here. And Alex, I agree. I don't think Howie's drafting edge in the first round. I really don't. I really don't think so. That's what I think. The boy RJ says content creation during the offseason is Tone's greatest asset. Hey, man. This how you, in my opinion, this how you earn your lumps. This how you earn your keep in this content game, big dog. This how you earn your keep. This how you stand out. Grinding in the offseason when everybody else chilling. When everybody else on ice. You feel me? This how you get it in the offseason. To all my aspiring content creators out there, especially in football or any sport. You want to really stand out? Get that shit popping in the offseason. Get it popping in the offseason. Or just said after party content creation. I dig it. S. Blunt says 24 years old, low risk pickup. I agree, big dog. I agree. Let me get to these super chats. My man Musa with the $4.99. Thank you, Mansa. He said B+ signing, bro. Dude can really rush, and with our secondary, Vic might unleash him. I always admire how the Eagles set up best players available in draft. That part. That part, man. This is a solid signing because I don't think at any on any level you can question if Azeez Ojulari can get to the quarterback. I think that's not up for debate. I don't think that's up for debate. He can get to the quarterback, but can he stay healthy? And I'm willing to bet on that. Shep, what's up, big dog? He said, Shalom, Tone. This is a very good move. Young and very talented on the edge. Bye-bye to Huff. Go Birds. Yeah, I really think the Eagles are positioning themselves to move on from Huff. Think about it. Thank you for the super chat, man. Saying thank you, Shep. Think about this, right? Think about this. Dallas Goedert trade rumors start circulating, right? Dallas Goedert trade rumors start circulating. And then all of a sudden the Eagles sign 2 tight ends in free agency. And then the Bryce Huff trade rumors start circulating. And the Philadelphia Eagles sign 2 edge rushers in free agency. You think that's a coincidence? That's not a coincidence at all. That's not by happenstance. That's not by mistake. Howie Roseman is setting up a Dallas Goedert and or Bryce Huff trade. What do you guys think about that? Howie signs 2 tight ends after Dallas Goedert trade rumors start. Howie signs 2 edge rushers while Bryce Huff trade rumors start. Am I off? Am I overthinking it? Or am I spot on? I think I'm spot on. Shout out to Forever Grateful for becoming a new member, man. Thank you so much, my guy. I really do appreciate the love. I appreciate your monthly support. That means a lot, man. Thank you. It goes a long way. Thank you, big dog. Thank you. Welcome to the family. Trenton Wright with the $1.99 super chat. He says, Azeez will not be appeased. Man, I see what you did there. S. Blunt says, Nolan Smith, Jalix Hunt, Josh Uche, and Azeez Ojulari. We got a nice rotation there. Young. And I think we still draft the guy. Maybe in the second round. JJ Irvin says signing was solid like Ashford and Simpson. K.O. the Green says only $6 million this year between Uche and Ojulari. I think that's crazy. And think about what you can get out of that. As far as production goes, think about what you can get out of that. MJS says, I completely agree. He never does anything without being prepared. As Blunt says, these free agent pickups tells us everything we need to know about the futures of Bryce Huff and Dallas Goedert. Yep. Spot on. KJ says both those tight ends are mid, to be honest. We should bring Goedert back one more year. KJ, to your point, I would love to have Dallas Goedert here for another season. Me personally. I want Dallas Goedert here for another season. I really, really do. And I'm not saying those 2 tight ends are Dallas Goedert level, but what I'm trying to say is they're trying to give themselves enough depth at the position. So when they do move off of them, they won't be in a position of need. They won't have to reach for a tight end that they don't want. You get what I'm saying? I think they're just trying to give themselves enough bullets in the gun. They're trying to give themselves enough shots at the target. That's why they signed 2 tight ends. And again, I think the Eagles got like 6 tight ends on his roster. Let me double check that. Real quick. On this roster, the Eagles have 1, 2, including Dallas Goedert, the Eagles have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The Eagles currently have 7 tight ends on the roster. 7. Of those 7, they just signed 2 of those in the offseason. And there's a chance they may trade Dallas Goedert. So that'll leave you with 6. And I'm not saying any of those guys are Dallas Goedert. I'm not saying that. But I think they're going to sign I think they're going to sign or draft another tight end. And I think they're just trying to give themselves enough guys to compete. Wharf says Hunt, Ojulari, Patrick Johnson, and Uche is going to be a battle in camp. Yep, that part. That part. Jalen Hunt, Ojulari, Patrick Johnson, and Josh Uche. It's going to battle. That's going to be a battle. That's going to be a battle. I can't wait to follow that over the offseason. I can't wait. That's going to be a battle. I can't wait to watch that. That's going to be a fucking battle. Alex said, yo, Tone, Lane just restructured his deal. Lane Johnson. Who else but Lane? Lane Johnson, man. That's why you love him. That's why you love him. All right, let's pull this up here. Woo, shoot. Damn. Check this. Look at this. So, Eagles made another move. They're making space for something. Damn. Every time I think I'm out, they pull me back the fuck in. Every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in. According to Adam Schefter, says here, another Eagles payday. 5-time All-Pro Lane Johnson has reworked his contract to add $8 million over the next 2 years and an additional $30 million in guarantees per his agent, Ken Sarnoff, from one-on-one agency. The soon-to-be 35-year-old Johnson now will earn $48 million over the next 2 years, including $40 million guaranteed. Wow. Man, I ain't even mad at that. Pay that man. Pay that man. Lane Johnson, baby. Pay that man Lane. The best right tackle in football. The best. I'll argue with anybody. The best right tackle in football. And he ain't showing no signs of slowing down. He ain't showing no signs of slowing down. Yo, I think they're trying to set up the Jurgens contract. That's what I think. That's what I think. I really think they're setting up the Cam Jurgens contract. That's exactly what I expect. RJ says it seemed like they only want to pay offense, though. Hey, listen. In order to get paid on defense, you got to be elite. You got to be elite. They pay Zack Baun. You want to get paid on defense in Philadelphia, you got to be elite. They telling you that. The Eagles are telling you who they are. You want to get paid on our defense, you got to be elite. You got to be elite. Other than that, don't worry, though. Jalen Carter going to get paid. Quinyon Mitchell going to get paid. Cooper DeJean going to get paid. And Howie knows that. Howie knows that. So he just trying to make sure that he got the space to get it done. Don't worry. It just so happens that on offense, you got a lot of elite players. A.J. Brown, elite. Devontae Smith, elite. Jalen Hurts, elite. Saquon Barkley, elite. Jordan Mailata, elite. Landon Dickerson, elite. Lane Johnson, elite. If you're elite, the Eagles pay you. That's one thing the Eagles do. They don't play around. They don't play around. They don't play around with elite. RJ says, but I can argue the defense was better than the offense as a group. As a group. You probably can win that argument too. But as a group, the defense was better. But individually, talk to me then. You know what I mean, RJ? You get paid as an individual. You don't get paid as a group. Hey, RJ, you don't get paid because of what the next man did. You feel me? You don't get paid because your homie did good. You get paid because you did good. You feel me? But man, shout out to Lane Johnson for clearing some space. We'll read this again. It says 5-time All-Pro Lane Johnson has reworked his contract to add $8 million over the next 2 years and an additional $30 million in guarantees per his agent Ken Sarnoff from 101 Agency. The soon-to-be 35-year-old Lane Johnson will earn $48 million over the next 2 years, including $40 million guaranteed. Man, congratulations. Congratulations. All right. Back to our original news, though. Philadelphia Eagles signed former New York Giants pass rusher Azeez Ojulari on a 1-year deal worth $4 million. Ojulari is 6'3", 240 pounds. Went to Georgia. Played next to guys like Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith and Nakobe Dean. Played with all those guys. Jordan Davis. Played with all those guys. In 2024, he logged in 6 sacks in 11 games played. 2023, 2.5 sacks in 11 games played. 2022, 5.5 sacks in 7 games played. And in 2021, 8 sacks in 17 games played. So over the course of his career, he's played in 46 games and he's logged in 22 sacks. So if you extrapolate his sack numbers and you do it on a 17-game average, Ojulari averages about 8 sacks on a 17-game span. But regardless, though, Ojulari is definitely good for a solid 5 to 8 sacks. And I think that's what I like about the move the most. That's what I love about the move the most. It's no doubt that this brother can get to the quarterback. It's not a doubt in my mind. There's no doubt that Ojulari can get to the quarterback. Excuse me. And he's only 24 years old. He'll be 25 in June. S. Blunt says younger and cheaper Josh Sweat replacement. Think about that. That's a very good point, S. Blunt. I think Josh Sweat, over the course of his career, he was good to give you about what? Over the course of his career, Josh Sweat can give you between 6 to 9 sacks, 6 to 10 sacks. He had that one double-digit sack season, I think he had 11 sacks or something like that. But for the most part, throughout Josh Sweat's 6 or 7 year career, he's pretty much averaged about 7 sacks a season, 7 or 8 sacks a season, maybe. Ojulari has proven he can do that. He's a solid 8, right, Ian? A solid 8. A solid 8. Josh Sweat. I think we can all agree with that, right? Josh Sweat is good for a solid 8 sacks a season. Ojulari, based off of his career, he's good for a solid 5 to 8 sacks a season. So I'll take that gamble. I'll roll the dice on that. I'm not saying Azeez Ojulari is Josh Sweat, but he's 24 years old. He's younger. He's shown he can get to the quarterback. He just has to stay healthy. I'm willing to roll the dice on Azeez. I like that move a lot. I like that move a lot, you guys. But, you know, I'm glad you guys were able to bounce back with me. Let me get to these super chats real quick. Davon, aka Schoolboy Beats, he says, I think they're setting up Jordan Davis as well as Cam. Interesting. Well, Jordan Davis, he has a 5th-year option. So the Eagles really don't have to rush to sign him. They really don't have to rush. Jordan Davis is entering year 4. They could pick up his 5th-year option and then go from there. I also don't think Jordan Davis is going to be as expensive as people think. I don't think. See, here's the thing. When you pay D tackles and all these defensive line guys, the reason the price is so high is because of the sack numbers. But Jordan Davis, that's not his bread and butter. He's not a sack guy. What he does is a little bit more esoteric. It's unsung. It doesn't really get noticed. He's, run defenders don't get paid like pass rushers do at the D tackle spot. If you're more so known for your run defense, you're not going to get $20 million. You're not. I think we all can agree that Jordan Davis is not going to get anything close to $20 million. Don't be surprised if you see Jordan Davis get something like what KJ just said right here. Maybe 10 to 12 a year. Maybe. It's possible. It's very possible. 10 to 12. That's if they extend him. And also he's on he has a 5th-year option. He's entering year 4. So the Eagles have flexibility with that. And Cam Jurgens, they're definitely setting up that contract. They got to pay Cam. They got to pay Cam. That's not going. I don't think that's a question. Concern says this is some great depth in competition for Jalix. Yo, I love that picture, yo. Yo, Concerned, man. Why you got that picture, man? That picture is hilarious. Jesse G94 says, I'm giving Jordan Davis 4 years, $38 million. I'd do that. That's a little under $10 million a season. Stacy Baltimore says JD does the dirty work. Yeah, you're right about that, Stace. You're right about that. S Blunt, OG, Triple OG, he says, who do you think will or will not get extended? Ooh, that's a good question. That's a good question. Oh, man, that's a tough question. I got this weird feeling. That the Eagles going to let Reed Blankenship walk. I got this weird feeling. After this season, I feel like they're going to let Reed Blankenship walk. I like Reed, though. I want him on the roster, by the way. But when I think about the guys on defense, ooh, you know what I think? You know what I think? Y'all, Nakobe Dean may be out of here after the season. Nakobe Dean might be out of here. Dean might be out of here, y'all. They drafted Jeremiah Trotter Jr. As Blunt says, I don't think so. I think they let CJ go because they feel good about Reed's leadership on the back end. I think Blankenship stays. Interesting. Very interesting. You may be on something with that. The leadership part. You may be on something with that. Concern says if Nakobe doesn't recover and play well next season, then yeah, he could be gone. especially when you got Jeremiah Trotter just chilling. No, listen, I'm with you on that. Like, I like Nakobe. I like Nakobe. I like Nakobe. I like Nakobe. Don't get it twisted. I like Nakobe. I like him. But how he recovers from that torn patella is going to be everything. That's going to be everything. Warren McKee says, so the leaders on defense is Baun and Blankenship. I guess so, yeah. I guess so. Reed, Blankenship, Zack, Baun. I would say those are your defensive leaders for sure. I would agree with that. I would throw Nolan Smith in that category. I would definitely throw Nolan Smith in that category as well. When healthy, Nakobe Dean for sure. When healthy, definitely, I would put Nakobe Dean in that leadership category. If Nakobe Dean can get healthy, I would put him in that same leadership category with Reed Blankenship and Zack Baun. That's what I think. But yeah, Nolan is definitely in that category of being a leader. Tiffany says, Howie is still opening up cap space with that Lane Johnson extension. Sure is. Sure is. Sure is. Once again, you guys, just as a reminder, your Philadelphia Eagles have signed former New York Giants pass rusher Azeez Ojulari to a 1-year, $4 million deal. We're going to pull up Azeez's stats real quick so everybody can get a quick look at him. These are Azeez Ojulari's stats throughout his 4-year career here. By the way, this is 2 Giants players the Eagles have signed over this offseason. They've signed Adoree Jackson and now Azeez Ojulari. By the way, by the Eagles taking a chance on Azeez Ojulari and Adoree Jackson, knowing they have health issues or have had health issues in the past, seeing them take a chance on these guys tells me that they really, really trust. They really trust their athletic training staff. They really trust their doctors. They trust the hell out of their doctors. They were able to keep Saquon healthy the whole year. They were able to keep Darius Slay pretty much healthy the whole year. Even though Darius Slay had his nicks and bruises throughout the season, Darius Slay was pretty much healthy all year. He was pretty much healthy for the most part. I mean, outside of those first 4 games, AJ Brown was healthy pretty much all year. AJ only missed 3 games. He missed Tampa, Saints. He missed Tampa, New Orleans, and the Falcons game. Came back for the Browns game. Smitty only missed the Tampa game because he was playing in that Saints game before he got hurt. So Smitty only missed the Tampa game. And obviously didn't play in the last game of the season, like nobody did. So if I'm the Philadelphia Eagles, they're basically saying that they have a lot of faith in their medical staff to keep guys healthy, to get them healthy. And also they don't sign these players. They don't sign these players without going through the physicals. So this is a good move. This is a very good move for the Philadelphia Eagles. Azeez Ojulari went to the University of Georgia, played with, I think, Jordan Davis and Nolan Smith and Jalen Carter and all those boys. Nakobe Dean Keely Ringo, he played with all of them. Azeez Ojulari has 22 sacks over 46 games played. That's essentially a sack every other game. He just has to stay healthy. Also has 21 TFLs. So I like the move. I like the move a lot, you guys. And 37 quarterback hits through 46 games. So he knows how to get to the quarterback. That goes without saying. All right, we're about to get out of here. Let me answer this one question by my man S. Blunt. He says, who do you think will lead us in sacks next year? Ooh. I'm going to go Nolan. I'm going to go Nolan Smith. I think Nolan will lead us in sacks. And this is an early prediction, by the way. I'm just spitballing. But I'm going to go Nolan. Nolan was on fire in the playoffs. So I think that carries over. All right, you guys. That was a quick little live stream so we can react to the Azeez Ojulari news and also Lane Johnson. Once again, Lane Johnson reworked his contract. He's going to his contract extension is going to create some cap space for the Eagles. I'm not sure how much yet, but he's going to earn $48 million over the next 2 years, including $40 million guaranteed. So Lane Johnson gets extended, and the move creates some cap space. The Philadelphia Eagles signed pass rusher Azeez Ojulari to a 1-year, $4 million deal. So it's going to be exciting nonetheless, and I can't wait to see where this thing goes, you guys. All right, we're going to get out of here. I've been your humble host. Once again, I've been your humble host, Tone DeShields II. You guys have been locked in on a special edition, a breaking news edition of Chalk It Up Sports via the Chalk It Up Network, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the gang.